a new style sensor from Canon, a new light from Rotolight that's exclusive to Adorama, some swank stuff from Leica, and a bunch of things just to catch you up for the week. Stick around, let's get into this. What's going on, everyone? Seth Miranda here. This is Adorama Rewind, and it's gonna be a quick one this week. It's the end of the year, so it's kind of hard to talk about some new exciting things happening when the world's winding down a little bit for the holidays, but there's some really cool stuff. I'm going to kick it off with this Canon news. They've been developing a new type of sensor to see color in the dark. What does this mean? Well, normally when you're looking at video footage that's shot in the dark, it's with infrared and it's monochrome and the quality isn't so great. Well, they have a sensor they're calling SPAD. Yeah, so normally what we use is CMOS sensors, but SPAD sensors are a little different. So with a CMOS sensor, it's measuring the amount of light and then it's going to amplify it along with the interference to create what we call ISO or gain, right? And with SPAD sensors, what they're actually doing is counting the light particles already into an amplified sensor and then going directly to an electronic signal. So instead of amplifying the noise along with the light to create like this false sense of gain or ISO or whatever you want to call it, it's just outputting it already amplified to the digital signal itself. That's overly simplifying it. You can nerd out in the link down below, but there's always a trade-off here, right? So you're gonna say like, why can't we just go over to this style sensor from now on? Well, it's resolution. For a while, Canon has said they hit a ceiling with only 1 megapixel for a sensor like this, but now they're saying this is a 3.2 megapixel sensor they've developed, and you're gonna think, well, where can you put this? Well, think about it, security cameras, right? Full color, able to see what's going on, more definition, able to recognize faces, see things, read signs, all sorts of like that. It's just a better image, and the color only aids us in seeing what was closest to reality that was being captured on security footage. Pretty cool. I'm wondering, is this just kind of an evolution thing, right? Are we going to see this keep going and going till they get to a point where they can actually implement this into cameras for some sort of work? Would you even want that? I remember like handy cams. Remember the handy cams? The Sony ones used to put out an infrared signal and then they would give you like a hyper green looking night vision look. Kind of was okay, but not really. Canon put out a color version of night vision in their cameras back in like 2004, and it was really just a really hyper amplified gain, and it was, image quality dropped a bit. But I'm wondering if this is something that can be developed further and further, and will we get to a point where we have night vision modes in cameras, right? They're evolving our cameras more and more all the time. We're up to 8K video in cameras. I'm curious where this will go. Let me know down below. Maybe I'm pipe dreaming it, I don't know, but this is really interesting to me. And I think it's always an evolution of the sensor and then the processor. So we'll see what's going on. Remember, before CMOS, there was CCD, and some people still shoot CCD. I know some old Leica shooters still shoot CCD. Actually, speaking of Leica, let's go right over to that. Leica has put out, they call the Reporter Edition Q2. Q2 is a really cool camera. Here it is. I think it looks pretty swank. You can say what you want about the price point and what Leicas are, and maybe they're not for you, but the people that are into Leicas and collect Leicas or even just want one, this is pretty nice. Just like weird olivey green metallic to it, a little military looking, but Kevlar wrapped, which is really cool. It is a little bit of a price jump from the regular Q2, and it's a pretty cool camera. It's a fixed focal length, right? So you have a 28mm lens on a 47 megapixel sensor, and what they do allow for is crop modes to give you 28, 35, 50, and I think 75mm crop modes because you have so much resolution to play with. It's a Leica and it's not for everybody, but we do have a few articles over on the Adorama blog about the Q2 original, and you can check out their thoughts on it if you're curious about why this camera is what it is, or the ethos of it and the quality you get out of it. Or we even have this awesome video that we did with Robert Kaplan, and he's got both Leica Q2s around his neck, the color and the monochrome version. It's pretty great. He did a really good job in this video. I think you guys should check it out if you want to see it in use in the streets here in New York. And he'll give you some insight as a long-time Leica Q2 owner. And I got to tell you, Leica just has this special quality to the images. Maybe I'm romanticizing, say whatever you want. And I know some people don't fully understand a Leica until they shoot one. So I think this one's pretty cool. Check out the links down below if you're curious about Leicas at all. Let's head over to lighting land because Rotolight actually put out a new version of the AEOS. It's the AEOS 2. And what's new about this one? Well, it is the Gen 2 of the AEOS. So if you're familiar with that light and you like that one, you will definitely like this one. It is an RGB-WW, so it actually is able to produce gels and millions of colors and color temperature. It is 11,500 lux at about a meter, and it is 17,500 lux and when you put it into flash mode. This allows you to get basically an extra stop of light out of it should you need it, or should you want to shoot with a flash instead of a continuous light. It can be battery powered or wall, AC powered, obviously. It is lighter, it is more powerful, and it is RGB-WW, which is a big difference from the original. Now, our own Daniel Norton took a crack at it out in the field with Marissa, and he ran you through his thoughts on it. His first, he got his, first look at it, just did a quick overview with it, and the touchscreen capability and all stuff like that. So if you are interested in this light, it is exclusive to Adorama, so this is the only place you can get it. The RGB-WW is interesting because the WW part, what do I mean by that? So usually with RGB lights or bicolor lights, unless you are in like the full blast mode with the bicolor or all of it blasting at once, you're not getting the full output of the light. With RGB-WW, you're actually getting the full output. So normally in those other lights, when you put it on white light or daylight or whatever, you're not getting all the power you can get out of it. You actually lose a little bit of light because not all the diodes are on. But with RGB-WW, you do get that. So they thought about that. There's little lenses in front of each diode, so it is giving you a nice clean burst. And I haven't really shot with this thing yet, but maybe I'll take a crack at it now that Dan's done with it. But check out the video if you're into Rotolight. If you did like the Gen 1, I'm pretty sure you'll be happy with this one. And keep in mind that this is an LED flashing and not a flash tube, so there is a difference there. It is a bit of more of a version of hypersync, so your shutter speed does affect your exposure. I go down this rabbit hole all day, but I did this once already on here, and we're going to keep it moving. But check out the video, check out the links, do some read up on it, and it's going to be available around March when they start shipping it, and they will have a Bowens mount modifier adapter for it as well, so you don't just have to have the bare light or the dome, you can actually put some like softbox and things on it. So check it out. It's not a light that's for everyone, but it is an interesting addition to our options out there, so give that a shot. Speaking of Dan, I wanted to give you guys a quick look. It was the last OnSet live of the year. Me and Dan went live from the studio with Marissa, and he did lighting on a budget, which is always a fun one. He used the Explorer 300 kit, which is a 2-light kit, and he just shows you a bunch of stuff you can do with just small umbrellas and get some really great results. I think it's a really good live stream if you're trying to use less equipment, get more out of it. If you only have umbrellas, he gives you a lot of good insight on that. And it's the last live of the year, so if you haven't been staying up on the live streams, take a look at this one. It was a pretty good one. I got to give it to Dan on that one. And speaking of live streams, I went live with Joe McNally this week right here on Adorama TV, and we looked back at all his videos that we did on the channel, and we gave you guys some backstory, some insight, some weird things that might have happened, some stuff that didn't work out, answer some questions from the chat. So if you missed that one, go ahead and hit the link down below for the video. I mean, you can watch it and then read we kept the live chat going, so you can actually read the discussion and the questions that are going on. I thought it was really great insight, and it's very rare that you get to hear the full story that happened on these videos because they're edited and packaged together. Not that anything's deceptive, but there's just fun stories and things that could have gone a different way, or what we expected to do and we had to, turn a right corner instead of going straight or something like that. Pretty cool. And if that's not enough, I went live with Joe McNally on our Twitch channel where we just kind of like hung out with Quinn and sort of did some lighting, but we actually just ran with the chat room. Basically, we were just answering questions the whole time, and yeah, we did a couple shots with Quinn, and we talked some stuff, but mainly it was just about answering some questions you guys might have had, Joe's insights, some fun stories, lots of great jokes, and of course, Joe has got a new book out, The Real Deal, and he talks a little bit about that as well. I'll put a link down to all that stuff in the description of this video. And just so you know, the Twitch channel was busy as well. We had a watch party for the Game Awards, so if you are a gamer and want to have a cool discussion or have a look back at the Game Awards, we have it for you right there on the Twitch channel. You can, know, scrub through it to the stuff you care about because it is a long 3-hour live stream. But Josh Chalet gives us some good insight and some information you might not have about the industry, because he has some things to talk about and some stuff to bring up and maybe things you weren't thinking about should you watch this on your own. So watch parties are awesome. Check them out on the Twitch channel. And yeah. That's not the only thing. So I know I bring this up every week, and I'm gonna bring up this week because I found out that you Sony shooters, if you have an A9 II or an A7C, you have firmware updates. And you know how I know that? Because of our Discord server. Yeah, so Robbie, the Sony rep that's inside our Discord server, let everybody know about the new firmware, even gave you guys an Excel sheet to go over what cameras, what versions, why, download links, all that sort of stuff. And if you have any questions about the new firmware, he's there to give you guys some answers. And so are a bunch of other reps. Like I keep saying, we got JC from Westcott in there. We got Flashpoint reps in there to answer questions. All sorts of people dropping links and letting you know about information you should know if you have any troubleshooting, or even if you just want to share some of your work, you totally can. Community artwork, jam session, people sharing some of the stuff that they've done, image reviews that people have shot, portraits, want some feedback from the community. You guys can share images in here. Don't sleep on this resource. It's probably one of the coolest communities we got going here at Adorama, and it's like just like the greatest people ever who just want to do better, support each other, and just do cool things. So hit up adorama.com/discord and just keep the conversation going. Share, troubleshoot, or ask questions. I don't know. It's there. It's a resource. It's there. Use it. Shout out of the week, I'm going to give it to a guy that I see in every live chat that we do, always asking questions, always answering what he can, sharing work, and just trying to become a better photographer and trying to make the photo community in general a better place by answering comments out there on videos and stuff like that. This is going out to you, Vega. I'm probably saying your name wrong. Vega, this one's for you, man. I know you're far away from here in NYC, but you've been great, and I just wanted to share your Instagram with people. So if you want to go ahead and give him a follow, I'm sure he'd greatly appreciate it. The guy is constantly working, trying to evolve, trying new techniques that he sees us do here at Adorama. You can't do better than people that constantly produce work and constantly try to share insight and try to better themselves as well as everyone around them. So Vega, this one's for you. Hit the link, drop him a follow. All right, question of the week. Let's do a weird one. If you had a staircase and a broken escalator, the same amount of steps going to the same exact place, and you had to go up one of those, which one would you choose? It's a real question. All right, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to like, share this video around, hit subscribe, plus the bell to get notified when Adorama puts out more videos or goes live, which we've been doing quite a bit. Join the Twitch, join the Discord, talk to us on Twitter, all the stuffs. My name's Seth Miranda. You can follow me at LastXWitness on all social and check out some of my work. Yell at me on Twitter, join my channel if you want, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.